Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to continue talking about what I think the best photo shoot is of each cycle of America's Next Top Model. Last video I talked about cycles 1 through 11. This video I'm going to be talking about 12 to 24, the last half of the cycles. To recap, I'm just going to talk about the photo shoot that I think is the best of the cycle, the top 3 from the photo shoot, who got eliminated, if I think anyone else should have got eliminated instead. Then I'm going to talk about just three photos from other photo shoots from the cycle that I just really like. I'm going to try to talk about photos that aren't talked about much, but I will probably talk about. I think this, actually, I think this half. Actually, think mostly I chose photos that aren't talked about much. Actually, I think for the most part. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then just general comments on the cycle in general, contestants, what have you, you know. So for cycle 12, this cycle in general isn't really one I pay attention to much. I don't know, it's just not one of my favorites. I love Allison though. Allison is great. She's a huge fan favorite from like the whole cycle. She's one of the most talked about contestants, if not the most talked about. Um, I don't really pay much attention to this cycle. I don't know. It was kind of hard to choose which one was the best because this cycle doesn't really have that great of photo shoots, honestly. But this is the photo shoot I chose, and like I said in the last video, you can't go wrong with the beauty shot. But I do genuinely like this photo shoot though. It's the color, it's where they just had colors on their face, and they kind of had to like portray what they thought the color, like what emotion they thought it would portray. These are the top three photos I chose. We have from left to right, Talia, Natalie, and then Tiana. Tiana was the one who won. I do think that she deserved it. And I think this one had a pretty strong top two. Her and Allison. Allison was in the top two as well. With a pretty strong top two. But I think these are all just really good photos. Talia on the left wasn't really that good of a model. She wasn't really that strong. I feel like the only reason why she was cast was because she had scars on her body. I forgot why she had scars. I think it was from a fire or something. But I think that she was only cast for a storyline just for that, honestly, because she actually wasn't really that good of a model. This is probably her only good photo. Natalie was great. Was actually great. I was surprised that she didn't make it to like top four or top three. She was actually pretty good, and she was 6 feet tall, and I never even knew that until I was looking back at like the fandom wiki because this is where I got all the photos and stuff from. I didn't even know that she was that tall. But yeah, these are all great photos. So for this photo shoot, Sandra was eliminated, which I agree with. I do think this is kind of, I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but it is weak. It is weak, definitely compared to the other photos. Um, and also Sandra was. I remember I haven't watched this cycle in a while. I've said it before. I haven't watched any of these cycles in a long time, but I remember Sandra was really annoying. Like she was very, very arrogant and just thought that she was better than everyone else. Actually, Anjali from cycle 14 and cycle 17 actually auditioned for this cycle originally, and she during casting was getting into having issues with Sandra, and they were like getting into verbal altercations or whatever. And I think that was actually part of why Anjali wasn't cast for this season. But yeah, I remember being glad she got eliminated though, because I couldn't stand her. She was annoying. So for honorable mentions, this was hard. It was hard to not have all these photos be Allison. I'm just gonna be real honest with you, but I do really love all these photos. I love. I just said that I didn't. I don't think I, for the most part, chose photos that I talked about a lot for honorable mentions. But I chose this picture of Allison on the far right, which is one of the most talked about pictures and one of the best pictures out of the entire show. I think objectively. But I really like Natalie's picture on the far left with Sierra. It was basically the whole concept was them being like a crazy fan that's like tangled up in the wires. And I actually think this is a great picture. I think that most of the pictures from the shoot were actually pretty good, but I think hers is the best. Which is funny that they had Sierra in this cycle because in cycle 13, One of the contestants actually looked just like Sierra. But then the middle one is Allison. It's a photo shoot where they basically had the girls be a group photo, and they had the lights to like make themselves stand out, and her picture is just really good. But yeah, like I said on the far right, that's a fantastic picture of Allison. Like it's so good. Like it's so perfect. It couldn't get any better. So for cycle 13, my favorite cycle, this is my favorite photo shoot out of the entire show. I think that this is the best photo shoot out of the entire show, and I mean that very seriously. This is the photo shoot where they basically had the girls just model with different scarves, and it's just such a good photo shoot. But these are the top three photos. We have from left to right, Jennifer, Nicole, and then Aaron. Nicole was the winner. She 100% deserved it. She was like, from the get go, you could tell that she was going to win. Honestly, she was just so good. Like, she didn't have a single bad picture. She was just so good. These are all just such amazing photos. I think every picture from this shoot was great. Even the one that was eliminated, which I will talk about next, every picture was just so good. It's just one of those photo shoots that felt like a real photo shoot. Like it wasn't super gimmicky. And not that all the gimmicky shoots were bad, because I don't think they were actually. It's just that this one really, really just it's just was good. Like it was just so well done. And it how I love how all the girls had like different setups and different ways they had them with the scarf, but it just worked for them. Like it just worked. So Bianca was eliminated, and Bianca is a contestant that was I feel kind of underrated, not underrated, misunderstood. She had talked about during auditioning how she dealt with DV, um, and she was kind of very like what's the word, like closed off from the other girls because of what she had been through, and I feel like they just didn't want to take the opportunity to try to get to know her. And Nicole did. I remember she did go out of her way to try to speak to her. And I think that was because she kind of related to her in that way. Because one thing that I love about Nicole and why she's one of my favorite winners is because she's one of the girls that was the type would you would think would be the type that would get labeled with the no personality edit, but wasn't. Even though she was this quiet, closed off kind of girl, she still worked it all the time. She was a fantastic. She did so good in every photo shoot, and even did good at the commercial too. I think it was for CoverGirl, because I think that was one of the prizes. And she was just so good, and she defied that. She defied the no personality edit. She just served so hard. But I think she related to that being an outsider, so that's why she went on her way to talk to Bianca. And I remember the other girls kind of gave her shit for it because they just kind of, I guess, they saw Bianca as being like bad news, maybe. But yeah, and the reason why she got eliminated for this picture was because she couldn't be soft enough. And I still think it's a great photo, though. I think it's really, really good. So for honorable mentions, I chose Jennifer's underwater photo. I love this picture. It's so good. It's one of the best out of the whole show. I will say that. This photo show actually didn't really even well for three of the pictures from this photo shoot, it actually didn't really go well. This was in the top five. I remember Aaron and Sundai had a hard time swimming because I just think they didn't really know how to swim, so their pictures came out bad. Laura's was okay, but Jennifer's and Nicole's were great, but Jennifer's was the best. Then I put Kara in the middle. Kara was kind of annoying because she kind of had it out for Nicole for some reason, but I do think that this is a great picture. It was for this photo shoot they had to basically the whole point was them trying to elongate themselves and make themselves look taller because this was the cycle where they cast petite girls, meaning all the girls were under 5'8". Nicole was one of the taller girls and she's won, but she was because she's 5'7". I think Laura's also 5'7". She was runner up. But the shortest was Sunday. She was 5'2". But yeah, Kara I think was like 5'6" or something, 5'6", 5'5". But yeah, she looks great in this photo, and I think it does make her. She does look taller in this picture. And then the last one is Aaron's picture where they were because they're um international location. Technically, it's not international, but it was in Hawaii, and they basically had the girls. This was the top four, and they had the girls model at these rocks by the ocean, and this is just a great picture. Fantastic photo. So for cycle 14, I chose the first photo shoot they did because I genuinely do think that it was the best this cycle. So for this photo shoot, they just had the girls choose an accessory from Custo Barcelona. I'm pretty sure that's the brand. And they had to just model one accessory and be nude. And I just absolutely love this photo shoot. It's just something, again, it feels like a real shoot. It doesn't feel super gimmicky. It feels like a real photo shoot. And pretty much every picture was good. Like, it's just like it was honestly kind of hard to choose which one was the best. I knew I was gonna choose Brenda's on the far right because I've always loved this picture, and I talked about this in my videos about the makeovers because I talked about how, because I hate Brenda's makeover because she got like a short red pixie cut and it just looked awful on her. And I just love. I thought I was talking about how this wig that she's wearing, this black wig, looks like a better makeover than the one she got. But I just really like this picture. It shows off the what she got, which is I thought it was a bracelet, but when I was looking at Fandom Wiki, it said that it was a watch. I did not know that. It really doesn't look like one, but she's modeling the object, and same with Ren at the far left and Ainsley in the middle. These are all just great pictures. Like they're really really good. I love Ren so much because Ren's they all just look like they're straight from magazines, but Ren's especially looks so good. Like it looks like it's out of a magazine. So the person who got eliminated was Gabrielle, and this picture is, I would say, isn't the best photo, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Gabrielle was set up because I don't know. I just feel like they purposely chose a bad photo for her. Gabrielle, because she had a lot of potential and she was very knowledgeable about the industry. I'd read when I was looking at her page on Fandom Wiki that she had mentioned because during auditions they had the girls mimic other models, and she chose a model that like people had never heard of. So she was clearly knowledgeable about the industry, and they kind of gave her an edit where you would think she would have went a lot farther than she did, but then she got eliminated. Same with Nadua, from the same cycle. They kind of gave her an edit as well, as if she was going to go farther, but then she didn't for some reason. So for honorable mention, in the middle you can see I chose another photo from that photo shoot from Simone. Really, and again, just a really great photo. Then on the far left we have Krista's ugly pretty photo, which basically they had the girls kind of be try to be high fashion without like resting on pretty, kind of like trying to like not look the prettiest, because something that you notice a lot in this show, which is a very true thing to life, is that when it comes to being a model, being pretty is not enough to be a good model. And so there's a lot of girls throughout the show that you would see that would think being pretty is enough and would, as Tyra would say, like rest on pretty, but it just wouldn't work. But this picture, I think Krista really served really hard in this photo and she did a great job. And the far right, we have Brenda's fake everything photo, because in this photo shoot they had the girls wear everything fake, like fake hair, fake fur, fake bags, things like that. And I just think this is this is just a really good photo. Like it's just I don't know, it's just I'm kind of obsessed with it. It gives me 80s vibes. It gives me Cindy Lauper vibes. I love it a lot. So for cycle 15, I chose the Fallen Angel shoot. This cycle was hard to choose from because I don't really care for Cycle 15. It's just incredibly lackluster to me. Like it is incredibly lackluster. Like I can't, and I think a big part of it is because it was the Anne show, but also I don't know, in general, it's just that cycle is just so lackluster to me. I you know what I mean? And it was hard to choose because all the photo shoots are pretty mid. But I chose this one. The one on the left is Rihanna. She was it was unfortunate that she was on the cycle with Anne because she was just too much like Anne. She was very tall. She was almost 6'2", like Anne, and she had brown hair. She had a very laid back personality as well. So she was too much like Anne, and they were gunning for Anne to win, and so she ended up getting eliminated. And it's so sad because I would have loved to have seen her be on a cycle without Anne because I know she would have went farther. But this is a great picture. And the middle is Chris. Chris actually, I don't think was really that strong of a model. She had a very strong personality. She was definitely one that they kept for her personality. But this is a fantastic picture. It's a really good photo. And on the far right is Kayla. She went far. She was top four, and this is just a really great picture as well. So Sarah on the left was eliminated for this shoot. I think the reason why actually was because her makeover, which I talked about in my makeover videos, was super like kind of edgy because she got bleached because she was originally a blonde and she got bleached brows and dark brown hair, and I just don't think she knew how to work the edginess of that, and I think that's why she got eliminated. But on the right is Jane, and Jane actually went far. She was also top four too. Her and Kayla were eliminated in a double elimination. But I think Jane's picture is worse. I just think her positioning makes her look really uncomfortable. I actually don't mind Sarah's picture, but I don't really have much of an opinion on either of them. Like I said, I don't really care for this cycle. I like Kayla though. I love Kayla and Rihanna, but other than that, I don't really care for this cycle. So for honorable mention, I chose this also was hard to choose for these, but I knew for sure I was going to choose Kayla's underwater picture. I love this picture. It's of course giving Ariel, of course. She's having an Ariel moment with the red hair. Then on the right is Chelsea's cover girl picture, which is great. It's a great photo. It's I think one of the best cuz every when it gets down to like the top 3 or top 2 of each cycle, they usually have the girls do their shot for whatever the like makeup line is one of the prizes, like CoverGirl. Um, they usually have them do like cover like photos for that, and I think this is one of the best that they've done out of the whole show. And then we have Esther's wrestling picture. So for cycle 16, I did something a little bit different for this cycle because this cycle has the best photo shoots out of the entire show. Like this cycle is peak. So I did choose two photo shoots as the best, and I am doing six honorable mention photos. The two photo shoots I chose were the landfill and the bee beauty shots. So for the landfill, they basically had the girls have extravagant outfits out in the landfill, and you might think that's crazy, but the pictures came out amazing. I mean, look at them. Um, on the top left we have Alexandria, then bottom we have Brittany, and then on the far right we have Molly. I love Molly's picture so much. I These pictures are all just so good. Like they're all just great photos. I love Molly so much. It's so good. I can't even begin to explain to you how peak this cycle is. Like when it comes, at least photo shoot wise, this cycle is peak ANTM because it does go downhill. Not that the other cycles don't have ones that stick out, because of course they do. They have ones that stand out, but this cycle is like it's just so good. It's top tier photo shoot wise. Jacqueline was the one who got eliminated on this one. I don't think this is necessarily a bad picture, but when you look at this compared to the other ones, it is pretty weak. But Jacqueline was a great model. I loved her. She had a great personality. She was from Texas, Southern girl, so she had a thick Southern accent. She had that going for her, and she was great. It's unfortunate that she was eliminated, but it was a weaker photo compared to the others. So I chose then the B beauty shots, which again was such a great photo shoot. These pictures are all amazing. I love them. I love Hannah so much. I remember Hannah was super in the middle. Hannah was super like emotional all the time. She cried a lot, which I relate to. I relate to, and I love it. They're all such great photos. So then for this elimination, Andre on the left, she actually had been through a very tragic loss right before she went on this show and realized during the panel for this shoot that she was not healed from that emotionally and she had to leave. And it was very sad what happened to her, but I think that it was right for her to leave and for her to heal, you know. And then on the right, Nicole was still eliminated because they claimed that she photographed too old, which I don't understand that. I don't understand that critique, but yeah. So for honorable mentions, the first three we have Molly's crazy for because they had a photo shoot where they had crazy for fashion, where they had the girls be crazy for different things in fashion. So for Molly, she had accessories, and then Jacqueline in the middle had makeup. And these are just both such great pictures. Like I just there's that photo shoot was so good. Like it's just these are such great photos. Like I can't say it enough. Like and then on the far right we have Alexandria's Moroccan woman photo. They basically just had the girls like photo shoot because they were their international location was in Morocco. A great location, by the way. And they had the girls like model as if they were just like everyday Moroccan women. And this Alexandria just looks so good. One thing about Alexandria is she was so good with facial expressions. Like she was really, really good with that. And you can see it here. So then for the next three, we have the one on the left is Monique and Alexandria's Alice in Wonderland picture. The way they shot this photo shoot was actually kind of weird, honestly, to me, but it worked though weirdly, and I just like this picture. Alexandria got best photo for this as well. In the middle is Molly's Moroccan women picture. It's just such a good picture. Molly and Brittany as well as the top two for this cycle, the strongest top two out of the entire show. like I'm telling you, like just so good. It literally either one of them could have won. And I think if I can remember correctly, I think they actually did have a really hard time choosing which one of them as the winner. And then on the right, we have their photo where they had all the blondes together. Because in this photo shoot, they had a picture with all the brunettes and all the blondes. And I just really like the blondes photo. So for cycle, oh, I forgot to say this. I skipped cycle 17 because that photo is just so it's so bad. Like that cycle is so bad. Like the photo shoots are so awful. I couldn't even choose one as the best. So I just skipped it. I did. I can't do it. It's so bad. So anyways, talk about cycle 18. I chose the very.com shoot. This one it was basically they had the girls make up their own like photo shoot concept, like plan their own shoot with um on set and all that. And these are just all good photos. I don't know specifically what they were shooting for. But yeah, because this is very.com. I think I don't know. I guess it was some sort of magazine or website or something. I don't remember, but I really like this shoot. I really like all these pictures. I love Sophie's especially. It's just these are all great pictures. So for this one, Louise actually quit. Um, she was having problems with Kelly Catron, which I fucking hate. I despise Kelly Catron. But she basically was having problems with Kelly Catron because Kelly Catron was basically scolding her on set for the shoot when she was like running around trying to get stuff together because they were literally on a time limit or whatever and was telling her not to run and being condescending towards her. And they talked about it at panel, and Luis was just like, I'm not fucking dealing with this. And so she left. And I remember specifically her in the parking lot crying about it and was like, if I saw her on the street, I'd knock her out. Like, damn, I don't blame her though. I couldn't stand Kelly Catron. And it's crazy because she later after that made a video with like a bunch of like I don't know if it was models or something around her and like bashing Louise. It's like what a loser. So these are honorable mentions. I chose Sophie's. I think the tower they were on was called the Macau Tower. I can't remember. They went to Tokyo. I'm pretty sure for their yeah they went to Tokyo for their international location. Then on the top right we have Alicia. Um then on the bottom we have Laura. For their what was it? British hats and American car shoot, which I actually almost chose that one as the best one. It was actually kind of hard to choose for this one. I forgot to mention actually this cycle was British versus US. So they had half British girls, half US girls, and the British girls had been on British Next Top Model actually. So for cycle 19, they had this cycle was a college edition where they just basically had all the different girls talk about the colleges they're going to. For some reason, did something dealing with colleges. I don't remember what. I'm pretty sure one of the prizes was probably to pay for their college or some shit like that. I don't remember. But this photo shoot was basically they had the girls film at a waterfall and just them be like, I don't know, just be ethereal or whatever by the waterfall. And I just think those are all great pictures. In the middle, Kristen was the one who actually got eliminated, but she had a hard time shooting for this shoot because she had like this curtain around her head and it was getting soaked in the water, so it was getting really heavy for her to shoot. But this is actually a great picture though. So for the honorable mentions, I chose Natasha's steampunk photo, hers and Laura's, and I think Leela's as well. Even though Leela, oh yeah, this is also the cycle where they brought in the comeback series where they would at one point in the show they'll have people vote because this is also with the fan voting as well. They brought in fan voting where they would post the girls' pictures on social media and fans would vote, and they would use that voting plus the judges voting to see who should stay and who should go. And they brought the comeback series where basically they had the girls who were eliminated still do the photo shoots and they would vote to see who to bring back. So Leela wasn't actually in the show during the steampunk photo shoot, but I actually really liked her picture as well. But I love Nastasia's. Then for the middle one is Kristen's. I didn't care for Kristen. Kristen was really annoying and bitchy on this season, but this is a great picture, and of course she did well because she did cheerleading in high school. Then on the far right we have Jesse's zombie photo, which is a great picture. She actually was the first girl who was eliminated, but she did this in in the with the whole thing with the comeback series. She still did this photo, and this is actually a great picture. So for cycle 20, as much as a lot of people don't like cycle 20, or any of the cycles after cycle 17, I mean after cycle 18, pretty much. I mean, after cycle 16, my bad, pretty much every cycle after cycle 16 isn't really liked, especially when you get to when they do the guys and the girls, because this cycle was when they started adding in guys into the show. But I actually like this season. This photo shoot I chose is a trailer park photo shoot where they had all the people, had all them wear like obviously these like nice clothes in like the trailer park. But I think this photo shoot was actually done pretty well. I just really like all these pictures. Jordan on the far left is she just looks so good and like her legs look great. Jordan was unstoppable this season. She was just undeniably the best this season. Like it really is that simple. Um then we have Chris. I didn't care for Chris. He's in the same picture with Jordan. I didn't care for Chris at all. He was really annoying. Then in the middle we have Nina and Phil. Nina just looks really good. I actually like her more than Jordan. Not that Jordan isn't good, she's great, but I just think she's really giving off the vibe a lot more. But it's a great photo, and then the one on the right is great as well. I think that Gianna didn't really get a good chance to shine, low key. Like you know what I mean? She's in the far right in the picture with Marvin, and I just feel like she didn't get enough chances to shine. So Mike was eliminated in this photo shoot. Mike, I think, got best photo for the BDSM shoot they did with Alexandria. What is Alessandria? I forgot what her name was, but yeah, but this photo is just it's whatever. Like it's just whatever. Um, I don't know who else could. I don't know if there's anyone else who could have got eliminated really, but so for honorable mention, the middle one is Jordan's nail photo. See now I could have been petty and made all these photos be of Jordan. Because for some reason a lot of people don't like Jordan. I don't know why. I thought she was great and she 100% deserved to win, like no doubt. But for some reason a lot of people don't like her. I don't know why. I loved her. I thought she 100% deserved to win. She was great. Then on the left is Gianna's guest photo, and it's just really good. It gives very much Amy Winehouse vibes, and I love it. Then on the right is Corey's bat photo. They had them Basically be upside down like bats and pose, and he's just so good. So for cycle 21, I chose their Mitch Stone campaign. They only had like 4 photos from the shoot, so I only chose the top two. On the left we got Raylia and Will, and then on the right we got Lennox and Adam. This is one of Raylia's only good pictures, pretty much. She low key kind of was like mid throughout this season. But this is a great picture. Same with Lennox's picture. Lennox was robbed. She was robbed so hard. I can't even begin to explain to you how hard she was robbed. Like she is the most robbed contestant out of this entire show. I feel she should have she undoubtedly should have been the winner. So I was petty and I did make every honorable mention photo. Where Shy got eliminated, and then Shy didn't. Denzel got eliminated here in this one. He got eliminated in this. I don't really care about him. He was homophobic. Anyways, but I did make every Lennox. Um, I did make every honorable mention photo be Lennox because she deserved to win, and these are all fantastic pictures. I love this one on the right. I mean the left. It's so good. It was for HIV awareness, and it's just such a great picture, man. So for cycle 22, this cycle actually had quite a few good photo shoots, but I think this one is undeniably the best. It was just for basically an athletic ad for sportswear, and it's great. It's a great photo shoot. I was looking at the Phantom Wiki not too long ago for this cycle, and I saw Ashley's picture on the left, and I was like, damn, this is a fantastic fucking picture. Like it's just so good. Same with Mame's and Devin's. These are all just great photos. Then so Dustin on the left was eliminated. I don't really have much an opinion on him. But then on I think that Mikey on the right should have got eliminated instead because that picture is god fucking awful. It's goofy as hell. So for honorable mention, I chose Bella and Lacey's picture. It was basically they would pair off some of them and have them be chained by different things. But and they had tied together by different things, and they had chains. It's just such a good picture. Then on the top right, we have Mame's dog photo. They had them all photos with dogs, and I think pretty much every picture was great on this shoot. I think did a great job matching the energy of the dog, and you can see it here with Mame. And the bottom we have Courtney's fallen. What was it called? Soldier veteran shoot. This shoot was actually really weird. Like the way that they shot, the photos were really was really off for some reason. But I think Courtney's is one of the good ones from the shoot, and I think it's honestly sad that Courtney was so short because if Courtney was taller, she would be unstoppable, I think. She would have been unstoppable, but she's only 5'3". So for cycle 23, this cycle, I actually remember very vividly watching this in real time. This came out I think it premiered in, what was it, 2016, 2017? Um, but I chose, this one was hard to choose too because a lot of the shoots are not good from this, from this cycle. But I chose this sort of shoot where they did basically was like boxing with Amon Chanel Iman, who is a model. And I just think these are all good photos. Um, they have a good lot of good energy in them, especially Tatiana's on the left. So then for this shoot on the left, I forgot what her name, Chris Leon, I think that's what her name was. She got eliminated, but I think Benta's picture is worse. So these are the honorable mentions, photos I chose. India on the left, she was the one who won this cycle, which I think was very deserved. Then the middle is Corianne. I'm pretty sure she was top two. I think she was runner up. And then on the right is Paige, and it was a shoot where they had to act like they're going on a private jet with Jason Derulo for some reason. It was very weird, but this is one of the only good pictures from that shoot. It actually looks like a real model photo, and it's great. So for cycle 24, the last cycle, the shoot I chose chose was the avant-garde in the garden, and this is actually a shoot they did before they chose the final cast for this cycle. Um, so I chose I mean, so that means that no one was really necessarily eliminated. So I chose Brendy's on the left, then Liberty in the middle, and then Gina's in the end. And these are just all really high fashion photo shoots. They just are really good photo shoots. I really like the posing in Brendy's a picture a lot. And I like how strong Liberty's face is in the middle. And I just think Gina's is just all around very strong. So for honorable mention, I chose Gina's paper magazine cover. On the left, just solid photo. Like she was robbed, bro. I have to talk about this because Kyla was the one who won this cycle, and I just don't understand why she won this cycle at all. She just I haven't watched this cycle. I still haven't watched it. I said this in the makeover videos, but I still have not watched this cycle. Um but I just don't get winner vibes off of Kyla at all. I think Gina and Christiana on the right were robbed. But in the middle is Vega, and Vega actually quit. I'm pretty sure this episode quit the show. But this is a great picture. They were basically supposed to be like kind of haunting because it was like American Horror Story inspired. And then on the right is Christiana's picture. I think that all this was also for Paper Magazine because that was the prize for this shoot. Well, it's just a great picture. I think her or Gina should have won 100%. But that's it for talking about America's Next Top Model photo shoots. Um, I I think in general a lot of these shoots are like very gimmicky, and there are cycles that are more gimmicky than others, like cycle 5 and cycle 8 and 17. I didn't even talk about it because it was that bad. They focused a lot on branding that cycle. I think it's because the girls, because it was an all-star cycle, meaning that girls from other cycles came back, and it was just a lot of focus on branding and shit, and it was just very weird. Lisa won for whatever reason. She didn't deserve it. Anjali was supposed to win, but they didn't want her to win because she used to be an escort, which is such bullshit, man. But anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for listening.